Hey guys, how are you doing? How are you doing? It's Mama Mary with Mama Mary's Music Mayhem. We got a two for today. We are going to be interviewing Brandon Mendenhall from the Mendenhall Experiment from 4 to 5. And then we're going to be interviewing Nathaniel and Anthem Entertainment. All right. I am going to bring up my special guest, Mr. Brandon Mendenhall from the Mendenhall Experiment. How are you doing, Brandon?
I'm good. How you guys doing?
Oh, I am great, brother. Just got back from the Josie Music Awards, and that was fun.
Yes, I won Agency of the Year.
Yeah,
Was it?
promoter of the year. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's really good stuff.
Uh, I do it because I love all you guys, man. I am so honored to have you on today, brother. How are you doing in Cali?
I'm good. Just dealing with like everybody dealing with COVID, and especially in California, we're surrounded by a wall of fire currently. So
Right.
the skies are full of ash and blocked out the sun. And it's kind of interesting here right now.
Yeah, y'all got the fires going on, don't you?
Yeah, we have a big fire going on about 20 miles from where I'm at because some uh, some parents decided it was a good idea to do a gender reveal party with pyrotechnics in the middle of fire season. So now 7,000 acres, 11 homes, and one person has passed away because of their poor decision.
God. Oh my gosh. Well, we're going to pray for everyone and that everyone makes it through it, just fine. So, those of you that don't know about Brandon Mendenhall, he is a member of the Mendenhall Experiment. And let me tell you, the first time I seen y'all was at the Rev Room in Arkansas. Y'all played with Small Empty Soul. And dude, y'all kick ass, dude. I mean, your singer Mario was jumping off the speakers. Your bass player Nathan, he was, twirling his hair and never missing a beat. And I was like, who are these guys? These guys are freaking phenomenal. And I interviewed y'all afterwards, and that's when I found out about just just it blew me away. Just truly how inspirational you guys are to everyone. You told me your story about having cerebral palsy, and Nathan, he has childhood. He's been deaf since a child, and I'm like, dude's like killing that bass. How can he do
Vibrations, man. He does most of it by feel, and Nathan was recently diagnosed as legally blind. So he's legally blind and a stone's throw away from being legally deaf as well.
man? You guys are just amazing. And we're gonna go over who you got in your band. We got you, Brandon on guitar, Mario on vocals, which he just is phenomenal. And then you got Alex on lead guitar, Justin on drums, and Nathan on bass.
Correct.
And you're based out of Southern California.
Yeah, Los Angeles area.
Well, here pretty soon, my sponsor that took me to the Josie Awards, she invited me to go with her to LA. So maybe we can meet up when I come down there.
Oh, absolutely. Just let me know in advance and we'll plan it for sure. Hopefully, it will be more open than it is now. Because I guarantee you guys, you're in Arkansas, I guarantee you guys are way more open than California is right now.
Yeah, she said we were going to wait until after the coronavirus and stuff because she wants to. She's been there several times and she wants to go to the whiskey and all that stuff. So it'll be after that. One
Yeah,
of one of the
all
things.
the.
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
No, you go
No,
ahead.
I was gonna say you guys probably want to do all the classic rock and roll sites. You know, hit up the strip, hit up the whiskey, the rainbow. Um, you know, kind of take that all in. But there's nothing happening there right now.
There's nothing
It is
happening there right
shut
now.
down.
I watched y'all's live, that little teaser live stream y'all did the other day, and I was like, yes,
We
yes.
we got another one coming up probably this week. I don't think it's not going to be a performance one quite yet, but we're going to do kind of a roundtable discussion like we did a few months ago. Kind of bring everybody up to speed on what's going on with the band and what we've been up to and what we have planned for the future.
Awesome. Well, make sure you tag me in that and I will share it, brother. I will definitely share it. Now, for those that don't know your story, you were born with silver palsy. And I mean, they need to go look this up. I'm going to bring the banner across the bottom of my screen, but you need to go to mindovermatter.com and you need to go to Amazon and you need to watch the documentary done about Brandon's story. And dude, you taught yourself how to play guitar to help get the feeling and movement back in your hand. And I watched the Mind Over Matter documentary on you. Man, I'm not gonna lie. I was smiling and just inspired. In parts, I was crying because I was like, this dude has been through hell and back, and he's got a goal in life, and it was to play music. And by God, you didn't let nothing stop you. Nothing.
No, no, it was just it was kind of the last stand of things I wanted to do as a kid. You know, you grow up and you have this, oh, well, what am I going to be? What do I want to do with my life? You know, and I went through about 10 different things and I got told, no, you can't do that. No, you can't do this. No, you can't do that either. And finally I got to music and I was like, nope, I want to do this. This is me. This is who I am. This is what resonates with me 100%. You know, I just kind of grab onto it and never let go.
I was watching that and I was like, there it showed, how you said you never missed a Corn concert. You traveled all over the world to watch Corn, that you were a big Monkey fan, and, you know, sitting there, seeing how everything played out. And recently, like not too long ago, you just released a video with your hero playing in it with you.
Yeah, we literally a week ago today we released a music video for a song on our debut album called Prosthetic, featuring James Monkey Schaefer from Korn. And in the video, it kind of chronicles that day in the studio when we wrote and recorded the tune. And then it's kind of sprinkled with highlights from Mind Over Matter as well. So you kind of get the feeling of what it was like in my life and how all of this kind of came to be to make this song and the story behind it.
I'm telling you what, you and you are such an inspiration. Your I can do it attitude. You're, not let nothing stand in your way. In the documentary, it shows how you walked across California just to go, like, work in a studio to try to work your way up. And you went to Full Sail to learn to, do the soundboards and sound. And I just cannot tell you how inspirational that is. Um, From what I researched, you originally formed the Mendenhall experiment in 2018, correct?
2008 actually. So
2008.
the
Yeah,
the
2008.
band is the band is like 12 years old now, and we've been grinding at this for a long time. We went through a bunch of lineup changes, and we got signed in. See if I can remember the year. 2015.
2015, right?
Yeah, 14 and 15. We got signed to Lucid Records, and we got signed up the same day that the band played its first show 6 years prior to that. So that was kind of like the universe telling me that you're doing the right thing, you're in the right place. It's kind of a reaffirmation of everything. And we got signed, and it was like being shot out of a cannon, so to speak. Because we went everywhere, we played everywhere, we cut the records, we've done a bunch of videos, YouTube stuff, you name it, we've probably done it. And we haven't had a lot of time to reflect on any of that stuff. And then all this COVID stuff happens. And
Right.
we're kind of looking back on all of it and kind of looking at the band as a whole as a business going, okay, so what can we make better now that we have all this downtime?
Right. Right. I'm sure y'all working on some new stuff, knowing y'all little go getters.
Yeah, no, we got a new record on the way. We're gonna record it hopefully before the end of the year, finish it, and then we're looking to release it probably springtime of 2021.
Oh, that is just awesome. That is awesome. Sam Bones on here from she's also in Cali. She says you both are so inspirational. Talking about you with your silver palsy, just not giving up, and me with my cancer, just not giving up. And she says, "Bless you both for all you do." So
So,
the
thank you.
first the first song the first video, I mean, because after I seen you on Little Rock, I came home and I researched you, which I've got my shirt on, representing.
Looks good. We just opened our merchandise store at the Mendenhall.com. So if you want to grab some gear, head on over there and check out what we got. We got something for everyone.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go get because I seen y'all got some new ones. I'm gonna
Yeah,
have to update and get a new one.
we got all kinds of new stuff. So definitely you gotta check out the new designs, and we came up with some cool new products. We've got maybe some stuff that you wouldn't quite expect from a rock band. So
Well, I'm gonna go check that out. I'm gonna get me some of that.
I
Ashley, Ashley from Slidell, Louisiana. Her husband, Derek Prashant, and Paul Crosby from Saliva on 434 Management. She says, "Hey, sis."
hell
And Derek
yeah.
says, "You both are truly amazing." So, Seize the Day. The first video that I went and seen was Seize the Day. And I'm sitting there, I mean, I can listen to that song every day. I could. I mean, I could listen to it every damn day. I mean, I probably would make my husband sick from playing it over and over and over.
We
But
turn that damn song off.
so give give everybody from you. This is coming from you. Give everybody, tell them Brandon's story. If they haven't seen the minute, the Mind Over Matter, give them a little background on you and tell them your story.
So the Mendenhall experiment in a nutshell is my literal experiment to see if the guy with cerebral palsy can Moved from a small town south of Chicago, write a bunch of songs, form a band, and then elevate that band to a national level of success and become a full-time touring national act out of Los Angeles, like we have done. And we've been blessed and fortunate to kind of check everything off the box, off the list, so to speak.
So in your documentary thing, it was talking about, you know, the first time y'all got the opportunity to play, what was it, Monster Fest?
The after Monster Energy Aftershock Festival.
Yes.
The very first time we played was 2013. Completely different lineup of the band, and some of the songs were the same and intact, but that was about it. And Monkey from Corn, actually, he was instrumental in getting us booked on that show. He kind of put it over the top for us. They were the big headliner of the day that we played, and we were the very first band to go on at 10 o'clock in the morning on the side early ball stage. And we were supposed to go on at 10 to 10:25, and they didn't open the gates until 10:08. So for 8 minutes, we literally played to no one. And then they all kind of trickled in, and you could see people running to the stage while we were playing, trying to get a piece of the action, so to
They're
speak.
trying
But
to get there.
by the last song, I think we had maybe 150 people in front of us, but it was nowhere near considered a success like coming back in 2016
Yes,
and
tell us about that one. I seen.
opening the main stage to
Yes.
like 10,000 people.
Right? I
That
know
was,
that had to
you know,
be like, woo! You had to be walking on air, brother.
I remember playing that show, and by the second song, I'm looking over at the rest of the band, and they're looking at me, and you could just tell we were going, are we really fucking doing this? Like, is this real? Like, do you see this?
Do
That
you
was
see all
that,
these people, man?
that was the feeling from the stage, and the band, we were electric and just kind of soaked in every second of it. I don't think we were on fire that day.
Oh well, you're on fire all the time. I mean, I've seen your videos and watched y'all's lives in your documentary. And dude, I mean, if you haven't watched or went and checked out the Mendenhall experiment, you are missing something. These guys are on fire. And there's another thing that I want to, and this happened in 2016. Wait, let's see. Let me make sure I got my dates right. 2015. You won Trailblazer Award for the United Palsy of LA, right, for Raising Awareness Award.
Yeah.
Congrats
So
on that, brother.
in 2015, the United Cerebral Palsy of Los Angeles organization brought me on and presented me with the first ever Trailblazer Award for my work and disability awareness advocacy that I've been doing with the band since the band started in 2008. And then shortly after that, they brought me on to the organization and made me a member of their board of governors. So I've been a member of the team for the past 5 years.
That's just amazing. That you are an inspiration. You truly are. in the Mind Over Matter, it showed where you guys went and did an acoustic for this young lady that had cerebral palsy that was a big fan of y'all's. And it was, what was it? Was her birthday?
Yeah, no, it was for Christmas. We
Yeah.
went to this young lady Brianna's house, who happened to be just a friend of our lead guitar player Mike at the time. Was friends with the family, and he was telling us about Brianna, and he was like, "You need to meet Brianna. She's got cerebral palsy, but she has a much worse case of cerebral palsy than you, um, which is pretty common. I'm actually probably one of the luckier ones where I'm considered more high functioning, I guess. Um, when you talk about cerebral palsy, but so yeah, we just went over and we did a private acoustic performance for her and her family, and we brought some cameras and put some cameras in the mix and just kind of captured the moment. But it would be cool to put it in the documentary as well.
I tell you what, that moment, she was smiling. That girl was, she felt like a rock star. You could see it
Oh,
in her
she
face.
loved it. You could see in like every like who just energy changed like that, and it's stuff like that is priceless, man. That's why we do what we do. Is the, to have the opportunity to go the extra mile with anybody, especially somebody with a disability, to kind of take some time with them and maybe spread some knowledge and kind of uplift with my story and what I've done. Hopefully, they don't have to go through the same bullshit that I did when I was growing up, getting bullied and picked on and told I couldn't do this, couldn't do that. We're trying to change the the way that people react to others with disabilities instead of telling them, "Oh, you can't do that." Why don't you encourage them? Give them an opportunity. Let them show you what they're capable of.
Right. Because, I mean, they're capable of so much and they just need, like you said, they just need that inspiration and that support and someone that believes in them and gives, pushes them and lets them, do what they know they can do and inspire them. And you have I'm just honored to have you and honored to, you know, be one of your biggest fans. And, you are a true inspiration, and so how did you come about deciding to do the documentary Mind Over Matter, and where can they, if they haven't already seen this, where can they find it?
Well, the number one place to see the documentary right now is if if you have an Amazon Prime membership. The documentary is streaming for free for Amazon Prime members. If you don't have Amazon Prime, then you pay like a couple bucks and do a rental fee. But definitely Amazon would be the place to see Mind Over Matter.
So how did you decide to do the documentary?
Documentary kind of, for all intents and purposes, kind of like fell in my lap. It's the director and my longtime friend of 15 years, Sebastian Paquette, came to me and said, "Hey, I've got this idea. I kind of want to transition into making films instead of music videos, and I'd like to possibly do a short doc on your life. At the time, we didn't know it was going to be a feature-length film, but we did an early production meeting, and at the end of that meeting, he said, "Buckle up, because we have enough material to do a full-length feature documentary." So that's what we did, and the response to it has been amazing.
So uh, did you ever think it would become as big as it has? Because I mean, you have done like I've seen where you've done all kinds of interviews on shows and different radio stations, and it's because everybody was just blown away, you know.
We we had really high expectations for the movie, and getting to kind of check all those boxes off the list is pretty amazing. And you're right, that I've been blessed and fortunate to have the movie take me all the way across the country on my own little press tour for the movie. But then it also took me all the way across the world to Moscow, Russia, where I spent 4 days, did some amazing press for the equivalent to like K Rock in Moscow, Radio Maximum. We did an hour-long interview at the radio station there, and then I actually performed with with a house band at the closing ceremonies of the Breaking Down Barriers Film Festival that brought me out. And so I got to do press in Russia. I got to perform in the ceremony, and then during the film festival, I actually won an award for best documentary character. Um,
Hell yeah!
and here's a small town dude from Illinois, from the sticks. Here I am, all the way in fucking Moscow, Russia. It was the most.
An award, you know.
It was probably one of the most amazing experiences of my life, and I think I said that when I accepted the award, how amazing it was to be, all the way across the world to basically a sold out venue. Of God, they had to have at least 2,000 people in there. Um, it was really something.
So, what is to come with the Mendenhall experiment? Y'all got new music a new album that's gonna be coming out. Where can they find all of your stuff?
The main
Right
the main
at the bottom.
yeah, the main hub for the Mendenhall experiment is the mendenhallexperiment.com. But we're really active on our Instagram page, which is TMX official, and we're trying to become way more active on our YouTube channel, which is also TMX official. So if you have a moment, please go like us on Instagram, Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, because you are going to see a lot more content coming your way in the coming months here. Because I don't think we're gonna hit the stage until this is all over with. So we're looking at probably 2022.
So, I know you said you've been through transitions of band members and stuff, but the band members that you got now, y'all are phenomenal together. It's like y'all were meant to do this together. How did you meet your band members? How did you meet Nathan and Mario and Justin and Alex?
Well, I guess I'll start with Justin. Justin and I basically created the band for all intents and purposes in Illinois. Uh, the band played its first ever shows in 2008 in my hometown. Um, and Justin was the drummer of that inclination of the band. So Justin's literally been with me from day one. And when our drummer Bruce Lira and his brother Mike, who played lead guitar, when those guys chose to leave after the documentary came out, Mike wanted to go do his own band, and
Mhm.
Bruce just kind of wanted to not be a part of music at all. He wanted to go and experience life. He's a lot younger than us, so he was like, I just want to go be a kid.
Right.
So they left, and I kind of called Justin and said, "Hey, we're gonna be doing these tours with Smile Empty Soul and Flaw. Like, why don't you come out and play drums?" So I convinced him to do the tours, and then I convinced him to join the band.
He was hooked.
And so, and then Nathan, I met Nathan playing. He was in a different band who ended up on some shows with us locally, and when I needed after, well, let me digress. So after the first time we played Aftershock 2013, everybody in my band quit. So I needed to start from square one. So um, I knew everybody in that lineup from just the local band scene. So I just kind of reached out to the guys, and the missing piece was the vocalist. And Mario was in a different band at the time, and we were like, hey, why don't you come down, try out? And we heard him sing, and I went, that's the guy.
That's
So
it.
it must have been divine intervention because he came down and jammed with us. And while he was jamming with us, his other band kind of sent him a text message saying, uh, "You're fired. Don't let the door hit you in the ass." So we just took it as a sign of like, okay, well that works.
You're
And
like,
Mario's been in the band ever since.
we want him. So
So
that is
yeah,
awesome. That is just awesome. You
it's
know,
just
and
it's just been a band of friends basically, and we know what we're doing is special and important to so many people, and I think that's been the most amazing thing to me is not necessarily the success of the movie, but the success of the band as a whole overall is to see an idea that was kind of cultivated out of the conversation I had with Monkey, to see that whole concept kind of come to life and have so much of an impact on so many different people across the country, across the world. It kind of just makes you step back and appreciate life.
right, right. I mean, like you said, you were from a little town, a little country town, and you had a goal. And by God, you made it happen. And you got some great members that have helped, and it's amazing. You guys are so amazing. I mean, I love your music. I love I mean, you have so much energy and just like I said, when I seen y'all on stage that first time, I had never met y'all before, never seen you before, And like I said, y'all were just, I'm sitting there, I was there because John LeCompte, who's a friend of mine, he was playing in Small Empty Soul. And
Love John. Love John.
oh, yeah, he's a cool guy. And, I was like, I'm going to go see John. And we knew some bands were going to be with them. And, I always love meeting new bands but y'all were just like, I'm sitting there going, what the hell? you know,
Like, who the
dude,
fuck are these guys?
who the fuck are these guys? Where the fuck did they come from? You
And
know,
that's exactly the response that we want to get from everybody.
I
Is,
was trying to keep up with.
who the fuck is this band? Where did they come from? And how come I don't know about them?
Right? I mean, I told the people I was with, I was like, I've got to interview them. I've got to interview them because, dude, I was trying to watch Mario, who was jumping off the main speaker. Your bass player's over here, and he's just, I mean, I don't see how he didn't break his neck as fast as he was twirling his head. And you're just over there just down jamming. And I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah, the energy is intense and is the energy is intentional. We
Y'all made
we
me jump on something and break some shit.
we have we have a saying in the band of we want to go out there and make every band that we're opening for swing for the fences. Like you're not gonna have an easy time following us, you know.
Right? I mean, I wouldn't want to be in a band having to follow y'all. so,
We that's the impression we want to leave with people is like these guys could kick your ass. Now go buy some shit because they gotta pay some gas money.
we need some damn gas money. Go buy our shit.
Right? You've been on the road before. You know I'm not telling no lies.
Oh no, it's hell on the road. I mean, and there's a lot of people that because they see bands on stage and they don't realize that a lot of the bands either are playing for the door or ticket sales or just merch, and they're like, oh man, I want to do this, but they do not realize just how much work goes into it and how much you go through to make that happen.
Oh, it's being in a rock band in 2020 is a full time job. If you want to do it on the level of which we're doing it's a 40-hour a week job by itself, and everything costs money. Everything has a price tag. You want to play a show in LA, you're gonna pay for it. You want to be featured in a magazine, you're gonna pay for it. You want to make a music video, you're gonna pay for it. Make a record, it costs you like 10 grand. You know, it's it's the biggest racket that everybody just loves to be a part of.
Right. So you guys are signed. You guys are signed to a label that is a subsidiary of Universal, correct?
Correct. Lucid Records is a subsidiary of Universal Music Group, and they're based out of Southern California here. So uh, we've been fortunate to be a part of their family, and even that, we're still a very much like a DIY kind of operation. So
Right. So what would but before we get off here, what would you like to say to all your fans out there?
thank you for sticking with us for so many years, and definitely keep paying attention because we got some new shit coming your way. I know everybody out there has been waiting for a new record from us, and it's coming, and y'all won't be disappointed.
Well, Brandon, thank you so much, brother, for being on here. And I mean, like I said, you are a true, your whole band is a true inspiration. And you just keep being you, brothers, and you just keep kicking ass. I'm going to be watching, I'm going to be pushing, and I'm going to be shoving you down people's throat.
I like it. We need about 100,000 more of you, and we'd be awesome. Let's just create an army,
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's get a Mendenhall army going.
the TMX army. I'm
Yeah.
with it.
Well, brother, you stay safe out there. You stay away from those crazy fires and that killer virus. And I cannot wait to hear the new album.
Well, thank you for having me on, and you keep kicking ass in your fight. I know you're dealing with some health issues that are in many ways much more than mine. So keep you in my prayers, and thanks for letting me be a part of this.
Hey, it's my honor. When you said, "Yeah, I'm down," I'm like, "Woo!"
Of course, I'm down. I'm down to talk to anybody that's gonna want to listen. So
Well, let's get you back on here when your new album comes out. How about that? Let's get the whole group on here.
absolutely, we'll figure out how to add a bunch of people on here, and we'll do a big session with the guys. I know they would appreciate that, and maybe they don't get to do as much press as they should. So we'll make it happen.
Heck yeah, I would love it. Hell, we'll make a whole day of it.
Hell yeah. We'll call it the TMX Festival of Press Day or
There you
something.
go. And I'll let you know when I'm coming to LA so we can plan this out. And I'll do an in person interview while I'm down there.
Absolutely. I can't wait for that. That's really fun. Hopefully do it when LA is open. We'll go
Oh,
have some fun.
we're going to wait until LA is open and we're going to do it right. And we're going to make it a Mendenhall experiment. How's that?
Hell yeah. I'm down. I'm down.
Well, thank you, brother. And you have a great rest of your day. And you tell all your brothers that Mama Mary loves y'all. And I'm going to be playing your music and sharing you. And if I have anything to say about it, you're going to be a household name to everybody when I get done.
I love it. I love it. That's what we're shooting for. And we definitely can't wait to get back on the road playing for everybody when we get back to whatever sense of normalcy life is. We'll see.
Well, you take care, brother, and we love you, okay?
Take care. Peace.
Peace out, bro. Guys, that was Brandon from Mendenhall Experiment. Dude, I am not kidding. You have got to go watch. You have got to go watch Mind Over Matter. You can find it on Amazon. Go watch it, love it, and just do it. Just do it. Real quick before I bring up my next guest, I am going to play the commercial. The commercial from the End of Days Festival. My next guest is Mr. Anthem Entertainment himself. The End of Days was brought to you by Anthem Entertainment and 434 Management and Combat Records. I'm going to play you the commercial and I'm going to bring up Mr. Nathaniel. So stick around. All right, that was the commercial for the End of Days Festival. You wanted it, now you got it, Mr. Nathaniel. How you doing, my
Hey,
brother?
what's going on there, Merritt? Congratulations on your award. Congratulations on your life. That was a great interview. I just saw very inspiring, very touching. How people aren't limited um, because of their disability. It's their ability to believe in themselves. You and your guest before that, just an inspiration to all of us, and it's awesome to be on Mama Mary's Music Mayhem. I love it. Your show is righteous. I can't say enough about you and your inspiration in the scene and what you're doing for it, helping us save stages and put bands together. So from the bottom of my heart, God bless you.
Well, thank you, brother. You guys are doing it. You and Anthem Entertainment 434 and let's see, it is Heavy Noise and Hellfire. Y'all are bringing the End of Days.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. End of day. Okay. All right. So, yeah, end of days. Last year I got in contact with Paul and Derek. I met Paul backstage. They were playing the Puddle of Medfest, and I was introduced to a third party individual. I won't give a mention. And we had this idea to do something inside a mall. It's never been done before. It was a hit. We also had additional plans before COVID-19 happened. And let's make no mistake, it's a real thing. And we knew right then and there, like, goodness. So we went back to the drawing board, and originally myself, Coach Derek, and Paul, we all got on the phone and we talked about, what about October? What about October? What about October? And we just had this feeling that this was not going to completely blow over, because by no means is it. But we also felt like by that time it's going to be the end of the year. It's going to kind of run its course. We understand people are going to have a better idea. And then we found out that other promotion agencies, bigger guys than who we are, national promotion agencies, just shut down for the year. And that had a real, hard impact on not just, our ability as, up and coming promoters, but for individuals like my friends in the industry, artists that are in the industry, producers, just singer songwriters, people that do this to do more than, just make supplemental income, sound engineers, marketers, agencies, talent agencies. And this was devastating. And
Yes.
we couldn't just sit by and, just watch it take place. And I do realize that it's a real thing. And, I was watching, just, I guess, the world burn with all this nonsense going on. I mean, I felt like it was the end of days. And to me, I was like, well, if there's going to be one show that needs to happen, if there's one show that can sum up 2020, it's the End of Days show. And if there's any show you're gonna miss, don't make it that show, because 2020 has been a rough year for the music industry. It's been a rough year for the live music scene. And I think what you're doing, as far as allowing us your platform, Hellfire, Scoops and Mischief, Derek 434, Paul 434, their new Pat Groove record label, the synergy, the connection that we have, shows that there's a heartbeat left, within our community, and that, if we stick together, not only can we throw an amazing show, but we can sincerely change the world. And I think that, we're not doing it on our own. Like, I can't do it without you, and I can't do it without anybody else. And I'm pretty sure they feel the same way. So
Exactly.
the end of days, it's just, it felt like it. If there's one show you don't want to miss, it's the End of Days show, because the San Antonio show, and all of them are going to be great, by the way. The Slidell show is going to be awesome. The Houston show is going to be awesome. We just added a Killer's Confession. The San Antonio show is going to be one for the ages. One, because there's a history of metal in San Antonio, and metal is so it's so big. It can be progressive, it can be melodic, it can be thrashy, it can be black and death. There's just so many genres. So I think what's really cool about the San Antonio show is that we're pulling from multiple genres of metal, which is really, really cool. And I'm looking forward to meeting everybody. having a couple of drinks. I'm looking forward to meeting you and, going over all of those things. I have a quick guest for you real quick.
Really?
I have a guest for you, right? So I know you've been following stuff we're doing on our page, and I know you've been liking a lot of the Onyx Elite dancers and their routine, and they're going to be a part of it as well.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I actually have Molly Cortez, the director
Oh,
of all of it, in my office, like the command center.
hi.
Hello.
How are you doing, gorgeous?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great, baby. I'm great. Even better now that I'm here with y'all.
She's definitely the face of End of Days. I'm just fine. No, but her girls, they're doing a great job. They're going to be here tonight practicing on concrete because we're taking them out of that nice studio because they're going to be performing on concrete, so they need to get used to it. But they have great routine.
I got to learn some of their dance moves. That's all I got to say.
I'm going to stay out of that one. I'm going to leave that one. I'll buy the champagne when it's over, but I'm going to let them work. I'll move some stuff around. I'll mop the floor. I'll clean the restroom if I have to. But I don't have a guitar in my hand. I mean, I can't groove. So that's just me. But yeah, it's just another dynamic. And I think, by adding, obviously they're not just dancers. We could add dancers whenever. We could just, find people off the street. They're an actual elite trained, professional group. We opened a dance school called the 88 right down the road from our headquarters, our main music school, and it's received very well. And I'm not dancing for you, bro. So, get that shit out of your head, man. I'm gonna throw it under the bus, bro. All right. Anyway, they're all trained. They train consistently, and they're in the air, flying, and rolling around. And I'm like, I hope you guys signed your insurance waivers because you'll break it. But no, it's pretty cool to see all of them. We have some promos with them. I have to make mention that Derek is now a big believer in Miracle Whip as opposed to mayonnaise. He sent me a text message. I said, "You're my hero, bro." I was just like, finally somebody else that understands that a sandwich is not a sandwich without the same taste. Miracle Whip, I don't care what you said. That shit was gross, man. It was awful.
It's a specific taste. I'll give you that.
Right. Also, they're going live tonight. I think Scoop, Mischief, Derek, for Paul, Waylon from A Killer's Confession will all be going live tonight at 8 p.m. I believe Central Time.
Yes, and Mischief and 434.
Yeah, right on. Really, really cool. And then we had, I think we had Tom last night. Miracle Whip is this shit. Yes. We had Tom and Dave last night. We're talking. I'm gonna go make a sandwich after this segment. Tom,
thinking you're hungry.
I think he was done. Tom and I think Dave were talking about touring and upcoming events and shows, and they've been great. And everybody that's been a part of it has just been really, really cool. Scoops, he made a badass video. We got Chris Chaos, one of the best DJs in Louisiana, the number one DJ in Louisiana, which is pulling for this. There's a dude out there named Glenn who helped us connect Barge 295 in Houston. Also want to give a shout out to Dean, the Dean Agency Group. He's managing currently a huge band called Tulip right now. They're freaking awesome.
Oh, I love that video. I was watching them. I was like, oh my God, this chick is badass.
It's really good. I was just like, how much does that drone cost? And it's like, all right, cool. I'll just have somebody in a tree, doing something I don't know about spending that kind of money on.
Derek hang in the tree with a camera.
No, I can do a little bit more creative than that. I can do like a zip line, right? And like, stand the camera. I can do that. I can get innovative. I didn't have a calculator growing up. My father didn't believe in them. He gave me a fucking abacus, told me to count some beans to do my geometry. And that's if you know what an abacus is, that's the hardest way to learn how to do math. That's a real thing. But yeah, we also added the Edge of Destiny to the bill in Louisiana and Houston. Awesome lady. I'll be going live with them on Thursday, I believe. I had a segment with them. Their music's great too. And what's really cool about Tulip and like these female fronted bands is they have balls. You know what I mean?
I know they kick ass.
Right? They talk just like men, and they probably fuck just as hard. So we don't want to close that door. So what's really cool is like they're all classically trained. They know what the fuck they're talking about. They don't bullshit. They're not there to just be pretty and just be an object. They're like in this industry to like fucking change it up.
Yes.
And amen to that. That's really unique. It's really cool. The music's
I've got an interview coming up. Let's see, it is the 29th with Hannah. I'll be interviewing her.
Yeah, she's got a great sound. I mean, based out of Austin, just awesome people. The Loyal Order is another badass band that's climbing Billboard right now. Off a label out there, APM or EMI. I can't remember the name of it. I'm sorry. There's so much to remember. I know it's the Ellison label group, not Combat, but another distribution group. They're climbing the Billboard charts, and I think that number 36, which is dope. And then obviously Ellison's cover of Malone's song is still holding steady, and they're still kicking some ass too. We just confirmed Bumblefoot for all 3 days. He's a badass guitar player, out of the former Guns N' Roses camp, which is just sick. And not to mention, you have the guys from Saliva, Bobby and all those dudes, and and then obviously Derek's always Derek's a cheap date. So he's a cheap date. He's good for one shot and a quesadilla, and he's fine. Everyone else, I won't disclose too much. But everybody else is a little bit more. But we plan to have a really good time.
Do not try to out-eat Paul Crosby. I'm just going to leave it at that.
He did pretty good, actually. He did pretty good. I took him to a Mexican joint when they came here. It was bougie Mexican joint, right? We had mariachis, and which is just a metal band without electricity. That's what a mariachi band is, right? They're just as loud. They can't read music, but they can play very well. So I'm playing. I love mariachi music. I'm just being a shithead. But no, it's cool. They're all really gracious, really good, cool people. I think Kelly's coming in from Dallas as well. I think there's another cat coming in from another radio station. I can't remember the name of it. We're adding more and more and more. We're going to cap it here. Tickets are still limited, even though I know that they're starting to list some of these bands. We have to play by the rules and make sure that the COVID-19 thing is
I got a ticket link going at the bottom.
Awesome. We have to make sure that we follow all the protocols. So yes, you have to wear a mask to enter. We will, at our discretion, do temperature checks just to ensure the safety. Because let's face it, San Antonio for a minute was one of those hot spots, and right now we made the national news for some bullshit that I don't care to mention. And we're seeing, obviously for the political. Ideology of everyone. It's a melting pot. It's a military city, USA. So we want to be respectful to everybody's wishes. We obviously want to say thank you to Sunset Station for picking up the show and for having the courage to see it through. Big shout out to Mary, to Ellen, all these females. It's amazing how many females it takes to really get one thing done as a male, right? If I didn't have women in my life running me into the ground, I wouldn't get anything done. No pun intended. But they keep on my toes. That's almost the truth.
Ashley said Derek's dinner is Tuesday.
Oh, wow. That's your wife, bro. That's what you do. What did you do? Maybe I can pull it up here. I'm not sure how good it'll look. There's some pictures I can show you, some pictures I can't. Wait, never mind. That one's good.
Derek says, Ashley, for Sean, I'm coming for you.
He forgot to mow the grass. So every time I talk to him, he's mowing the grass. I'm like, what you doing? He's like, I'm mowing the grass. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, yeah. He's like, dude, we got like 10 acres and shit. I'm like,
they do have a lot of acreage out there.
Damn, man. And it rains all the time there, so he's always mowing the grass. But the only way to go, good, where are we at? I think it was yesterday. It was yesterday at 12:23 in the morning. I was like, hey, man, are you up? And he sends me a picture of this.
Miracle Whip.
And he's like, the only way to a good burger. And I was like, absolutely. Right. So I had a cheeseburger yesterday without any cheese and no Miracle Whip. So I was pissed. I left like $5 as a tip, but let that be a lesson to all you cats out there. You know what? Make sure there's Miracle Whip on the buns, right? And some cheese if it's a cheeseburger. But, you know, with all kidding aside, it's been going great. You know, I've been drinking more. I've been sleeping less. I have a few grays coming in. I think I got my first real wrinkle line forming right here because of the frowning I'm doing.
As much work as you're doing 20 hours a day and all the promos you're doing, all the lives and everything behind the scenes. What's sleep?
That's what I'm saying. Like I'm pretty regular, right? I don't need Metamucil. It's like 5 a.m. That's my time. It's like, and you ate at 1, but we're ready to go. So I'm like, all right, let's do it. That's just how it is, right? She knows. She's been there some of those hours. We can't talk about those times, but they've been great. Her girls are awesome. She has a great crew right now. Some of the most. Can I say that they're hot?
Of course, they are.
Some of the most okay looking girls I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, brother, they are absolutely delicious. I'm a female, and I will tell them, sizzle is all I can say. Very sizzle. They are hot.
Yeah.
San Antonio is going to be October the 30th, and Slidell is the 31st, and Houston is November 1st. Mm-hmm. I've got the lineup. This is a long ass lineup for the San Antonio show. Let's see: Saliva, Elvison, Killer Confession, The Crown, Existing in Exile, The Loyal Order, or Relent, Critic Kill, Ammo from Our Arsenal, Pigweed, Tulip, Witness and Murder, Hannah, 1620. Dude, and there's like 30 more here. Is this going to be a 2-dayer up there? You sure?
No, we got this going on, man. We wanted to resurrect the Grateful Dead too, but we couldn't fit them on the third stage. No, we have it going down. So they are pretty hot, right? So the way it's going to work is we have 2 stages, and people are like, people go to work and people got to go to school. And I'm like, everyone's working fucking from home. What the fuck are you talking about? Everyone's like, my son's at home right now by himself, right, doing school. I can't tell you his age because I might get arrested. Anywho, no, I'm playing. He's of age. Seriously, he's of age. But, you know, San Antonio, what people forget, and this is for the people of San Antonio that are, you know, being trolls. What about the people that get off work? You guys are going to fucking cancel a fucking month in April of this year for Fiesta. I don't know if you guys remember that shit. Every year, we have a month-long party celebrating, I don't know what it is. It's just Fiesta. It's just a big-ass Fiesta. We take a Friday off. We take 2 Fridays off. For the whole month of April, people are literally trashed. And they magically find a way to move court dates, to find money out of their ass, to not go to school, and to not go to work, to make all these events. Am I wrong?
No,
right. And so I think for something that's actually, that the city really needs, I think you can make an exception and not call them to work, but just have your Zoom on, the camera off, and your earbuds in.
Right.
While you're doing that, and for all you kids
in the crowd.
Hey, I'm not going to ask any questions to those 15, 16-year-olds that you're going to ask your mom. Bring a permission slip. All right, that's social studies in my book. Today we're going to talk about the history of metal. Well, we got one of the founding members, Dave Ellison.
Class. Hello, music class.
Absolutely. There's a way around all of this. I'll even donate some tickets. Shit, but there's no excuses not to make any one of these shows. It's freaking holiday weekend. And for my Latino friends out there, Dia de los Muertos, the Day of the Dead, November 1st, All Souls Day, is a real big deal. So what better way to rock in, the new year than to celebrate the life of their loved ones with, some metal. Hopefully they're also celebrating with everybody else. and not in the pits, so to speak. But there's always a way if you're positive about it. Just like you in your interview before me, like there's always a way. There's always a way to be positive. There's always a way to inspire. There's always every problem has a solution, and all of us, you, Hellfire, everyone out there, we're part of that solution. And we have a big challenge. I don't want to call it a problem. It's a challenge. The challenge is putting on a successful show and showing them that we can still do this and that our stages matter, because there ain't no bailout coming for us. There's no bailout to save our industry. And I don't think musicians have ever waited for a handout. Most musicians, they play just to be heard, right? That are starving artists. I mean, it brings a new sense to the word starving artist. And we're here to let people know that, hey, we're doing this not just for us to make a name. Obviously we have investors, and the business aspect is extremely important. But we're doing this to save our stages. We're doing this to save our scene. We're doing this to save our engineers, our promotion companies, our jobs, our talent. We're doing this for the sake of our industry, not just the sake of ourselves. Like I said, we own a music school. I'm going to give you the nickel tour here.
Okay.
So every day I get to come. This is my command center. I get to be around music, America.
America.
I get to be. Oh, let me go a little quicker. I get to be around. There's Dimebag right there. There's Randy Rhodes. My babies, right? So every day I come to work, and it's not really work for me. To me, it's just it's what has to get done in order for us to be successful. So, and I get to teach, I get to inspire, I get to be part.
You have Anthem School of Music, as well, and Anthem Shred Academy, and then you have, of course, Anthem Dance Academy, and you're the owner of Anthem Entertainment Television.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that, because I know through all these interviews we've talked about the end of days and all the bands, but tell us about Anthem Entertainment. Tell us about you, Nathaniel.
Okay, well, I was born on a cold day. No, seriously though, it was 1:00 and my mother gave birth to me. Right, I was conceived 9 months before that. Before that I was just a thought. But my background actually is in business. So my degrees are in business. I minored in music. I have a master's in business. I have a master's in public administration. My concentration was always marketing. I still work in the financial industry with New York Life Investments. I love New York, right? I just love New York. I was there for a minute, doing some work for him, and that was just great. But the television channel aspect of it is, when I look at YouTube and I look at Instagram and TikTok and everything, the streaming world's on fire, right? It really is. And cable companies are taking notice to this, and you can individualize, your plan. And YouTube has really caught onto it. They caught onto like 5, maybe way too late, because there's like 1 billion videos on YouTube, and you have to kind of sift through everything. And now what they're doing is they're interrupting the things that you really want to find out and pushing their premium subscription, because they now know that in order for them to keep up with their demand, they're going to have to, start charging for their services. So they're actually behind the 8 ball. Apple TV, Fire Stick, Roku, obviously, they're the leaders in the game when it comes to Amazon is kicking some serious ass right now on that too.
Every room in my house, my son works for Apple, has an Apple TV box.
Right? So the ability just to pick and choose what you want is where we really want to have our centralized ideas. So the Anthem Entertainment channel on Roku is alive and well. We have Eclipse Records. We have our first big show coming out. Right now, I think there's about 7 to 10 episodes of behind the scenes. Me and Onyx, me at a mall, trying to throw a show. There's some off-color humor there, so if you're easily offended, it's like Nick said, or is it who's the singer of Suicidal Tendencies? Is it Mick or Nick?
I think it's Mick, ain't it? Or
what did he say? Oh, I'm sorry if I offend you. Then maybe you need to be offended. And here's my apology and one more thing. All right, so That's the truth. That's how I feel about that. And I fucking love Pepsi. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. But we have the show, the Eclipse stage, and it has Eclipse Records artists. We have about 17 artists, and Chris Poland. Big shout out to Chris Poland of Eclipse Records for giving us the first batch to kind of test the waters to do this show, which is really, really cool. We'll be competing against Vivo, that has about 100 to 200 different types of videos on there at one point in time. Coke is better. Yeah, whatever. Okay, Coke never got Van Halen to do. Remember Pepsi won? Remember Crystal Clear Pepsi right now? That's what's happening. That fucking polar bear up there, man. Don't mess with that. I'm just playing. I was just trying to make a point. What?
I gotta handle something.
All right, go handle something. All right, say bye to Molly.
Bye, beautiful. Thank you. I drink Monster.
So that's what it is. And we actually have I don't know if you ever watched USA back in the 90s. They had a chick there. Her name was Rhonda Up All Night. I don't know if you ever heard of that. She was Rhonda Up All Night. It's just chick and a little bit of lace, and she would show slasher films. Well, we're going to debut something like that too. So we have music videos, we have live interviews, we have some behind the scenes, we have some comedians. That's where the future, I think, is going. And I like to be a father. I really do. I enjoy my son. I caught him skipping school today. No joke. I caught his ass skipping school. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. You know what class he was skipping?
Music.
Yes. Yes. He was skipping music class. This is such nonsense. I'm like, and they all know he comes here. They all know his dad, right? And this is his first year in 6th grade. I was like, bro, I know why you're skipping. You're bored. I get it. I was like, how in the hell are you going to skip an online class that lasts 15 minutes, bro? And how are you going to miss 6 days? And what's even more rad?
Guys, my wife is nuts.
Man, what's even more rad is that his mom was there half the time. And he's there on his drum pad like, yes, mom. And she's in the other room. And I see this email. Here, I'll read it out really quick. Where are we at? Really? I couldn't believe my ears. I was just like, what are you doing to me, bro? What are you doing? Oh, here it is. Chris Critton. Good afternoon. I'm just checking in on Thomas. I didn't see him in class last week, and he hasn't done any of the assignments. I wanted to reach out and make sure everything was okay. Huh. Well, I'm not throwing him under the bus or anything, but I technically he wasn't skipping school because sometimes the Zoom link would dive on him, right? And he didn't know how to pull it back, so he didn't want to, act like he didn't know what he was doing. So he just figured, hey, I know how to read the music. I'll just play. It's like I'm going to class. The only difference is I'm not checking ins. So we had to have a talk about that. So, but it was the only one, like had it been math, I'd be pissed off or something. But he knows better than that. So I'm probably going to have to write the school a check. I'll go buy some stairs.
Here, take this and
or put him in some coding class or something. I don't know. But I really enjoy being a father. I coach my son's little league team. I love being around him. I love being around people. I like being involved in not just things music, but things that are really near and dear to my heart, like advocating for making sure that children are protected because that's our lifeline. We have hundreds of students through our businesses, and I think what are we a part of? The Save the Children Network. It's something near and dear to my heart. I like to sponsor as many kids as we can overseas. I like to give back in the March of Dimes and all those things. I think that's really, really important. Obviously the Wounded Warrior Project too. So those types of things are near and dear to my heart. All kidding aside, I like to have fun. I'm a jokester. I'll drink under the table. Barry, we'll see you, bro. I like to have I do, but at the end of the day, I'm just a regular person like we all are. I like to jam. I like to shred.
I actually did some research and seen videos of you shredding on guitar.
Yeah.
With an elderly gentleman who was playing violin.
Oh, Fred Macintyre.
Yeah.
Fred Macintyre is Jewish, and that's the first thing he'll tell you if you ever meet him, right? Did you know I'm Jewish? That's how he talks. And he here's a great example. This is Fred. You see this right here? On eBay for $5. You want it? I don't have any batteries for it, Fred. Well, I'll tell you what. I got these on eBay too. 2 for 99 cents. They're from China, right? And then that's him. I love him. I miss him. Every time we jam, before we even jam, I'm like, you gotta play Fiddler on the Roof for me. He gets really sick of that, right? Because it's a Jewish thing with him. But he does it anyway. And he actually just went in there. He's like, hey, that's a cool tune. And he's like, that's bobbing his head. I'm like, hey, Fred, you want to come sit in here? Okay. So he grabs one of his violins. He's like, oh, not this one, not that one, not this one, not that one. Shuffles in. My office is just a wreck, right? Because there's stuff and wires and ass everywhere. And he nuzzles in. He's like, I'm just going to ad-lib. I'm like, all right. I'm like, you want to know the key? No. I'm like, sounds like a real musician. Sounds like a metal musician, right? He's just going to wing it. So we start jamming, and next thing I know, I was like, damn, that was pretty dope. So I put him in the studio about a month later, and we recorded a track called Chasing the Sun. You can find that on Spotify. And all of the violin work, I think he did 2 dubs, is him. And he loves crazy. This is 70s.
Well, see, I was sitting there watching your video, and I was like, dang, bro can jam, because you were shredding on the guitar, and I seen him just sitting there watching you, and then all of a sudden, I thought y'all worked this up. I didn't know that was on the spare of the moment, because he came in, and it was just like, hey, all right.
Yeah.
And then he'd stop, and you'd, re-shredding some more, and he'd come on, and I was like, dude, this is cool.
Nobody pulls off the suspender game like that dude pulls off. If you can pull off the suspender game at that age, you can do anything, man. So yeah, that was impromptu. I was like, hey, Molly, record this, right? And sure as shit, it was awesome. And he talked about wanting to do more in all the weddings. He's like the #1 wedding violinist in San Antonio, and he's the longest tenured instructor we've had here. He was a guidance counselor, South Side San Antonio Independent School District for 33 years. And he also taught the classical program. So the hitters we have in our music program are the who's who, all on top of their class, all have degrees in the art of music, which is really, really awesome. And to bring, the classical side, which I love, I love classical music. I really do. Sincerely, I love classical music.
Right.
And then to love metal, that's where I found music, right? I always played classical, that's how I was taught. But to find metal with Randy Rhoads and Ozzy Osbourne and Metal Church, and then Venom, and when they came out, and all these more extreme acts, and then to hear how it blended so well. And I'm a big fan of extreme metal. I love Dimmu Borgir. I love fucking Immortal. I love the black metal. I love that shit. I think I saw them at the Back Room in Austin when they dropped Puritanical Euphoric with Entropia. And I just remember just going into a whole other dimension, and just having it be so dark but so beautiful at the same time was just probably one of the greatest experiences. And that's I guess when I play, I try to reach that. I don't want it to be too pretty, but I don't want it to be all the time.
You need to do that. You need to do a screamo song.
I like it all.
Perfect.
Yeah, it really freaks the parents out. So some of my parents are like, hey, where can I go find you play and stuff? I was like, oh, no. How come I can't add you on Facebook? I'm like, well, there's a reason for that. If you guys spin my hair and I listen to music that you don't find favorable, and I'm teaching your kid that, it'd be kind of weird. So, no, we don't. I get
me spinning my head and spitting pig soup.
yeah. So, it's great. We love everything. We're really happy about the end of day show, and this isn't going to be our only run. The show turned out to San Antonio, and the next thing you know, I went to 2 shows on top of that. And we're going to be planning for next year. We don't want to just go silently in the night. We don't want this to be our only hurrah. With all sincerity, and that's not a plug-in for the band. We really want people to know that, we are advocating, and we can't do it by ourselves. It's impossible.
Right.
It's completely impossible. And I'm humbled by the amount of support that we're getting from everybody in the community. We're also getting some negativity. That's just the way it is, and I welcome that too. I have
when you're doing something right, you're going to have haters.
That's it. And I can't
spell your name right.
Oh, there you go. Right. Nathaniel. All right.
Yeah, that's how it matters.
Too many syllables. But I welcome that, and we can't. I was taught at a very young age, you can't walk away from a problem. Try your best to conflict resolution, right? And if it persists, then engage. So, we understand all that, and I have no beef and no grief with anybody except the IRS. No, right? I don't.
Not watching.
Right? I don't have any negativity. I don't have time for it. I mean, I'd rather feel up than feel down. I'd rather be happy than pissed off. And I think that's
the sport for that shit.
Yeah, it is. It really is. It's. I mean, you blink and it's gone. I have no idea where 12 years of my life went. All I've done is just raise my beautiful boy, who I love beyond anything. So
right.
That's
Whip can play drums.
Yeah, Tom can shred it, man.
Watching you announce the bands, and he's back there.
Yeah, he's rolling. He's actually played for. He has me beat. So his first crowd was like 1,200 people downtown San Antonio. My first crowd was like 6. And they were all cockroaches.
And they're all cockroaches.
And I played at this shitty venue when you're 16 or when you're 14 or whatever. You're just trying to get heard. No, there was a few people there. I think some people from work came or whatever. But yeah, his first group was like 1,200 people, and he did a cover of what is it? Bunny and soda. System of a Down's Toxicity, and he fucking he nailed it. And he's working on Tonight by the Smashing Pumpkins, and I think that's probably why he's a little bored with music. And I'm trying to get him to write some metal with me, and he's like, "You just play too fast, Dad." he's like, "I can't hyperblast. I can't do 280 beats per minute. I just can't do it." What? And he gets all frustrated. He's like, I'm out of here. I'm like, all right. I'm like, well, go change the oil on your motorcycle. So, but yeah, he's a great shredder. He's my only one, so I'm gonna spoil him rotten on playing. He's actually very well centered. But it's really cool to see the dynamics. And last night I actually was jamming with some students. They're a lot older, right? They're of drinking age, and we set up the studio, and we're throwing down till like almost 9 o'clock, and that's like midnight for these guys. They're in their late 50s. So, but no, I'm playing, man. Thanks for showing up, Mark. It was great. But just when I wake up, it's music. When I'm eating lunch, it's music. When I'm doing my business, it's music. When I go to sleep,
music.
It's all music. And my goal is just to share it with as many people as I possibly can, whether it be on a stage, whether it be teaching, whether it be promoting a band or promoting a company or whatever it is that it's art. And I really love it. I love the dance aspect that we added to it, because there's different forms of expression. And that's going to be the long-term goal. And, when it's all said and done, smoke clears, the dust settles, and everyone's compensated, and it all works. I really would like to open, a charter school for music. I think there's charter schools for different types of technologies and things like that. But I really want to do music therapy. I really believe in alternative medicines. I really am an advocate for that. But I would really love to own a school where it has a baseball field, basketball, football, track, tennis field. But the main focus is music. Where you're going to walk out of there, and if you wanted to go to Juilliard, or if you wanted to go to Berkeley, you wanted to go to Denton, or you wanted to go to MI or whatever, you're prepared. Or you can, how to make a living as a musician, or how to make a living teaching music. I think that's my end goal. That's what I really want to be doing, and being a promoter and producer, so to speak, is helping me get there. And I think that's what I want to be doing in the next 10 years of my life is opening a school that focuses, on all three: academics, athletics, and the arts, because they're all. And I think it's never been more important than to have music right now, because we've been so self-isolated. I think it's the outlet right now that everyone needs. And I have no doubt in my mind that next year is going to be like the awakening. It's going to be like the next freaking renaissance after the Dark Ages, right? Remember after the Dark Ages?
Mm-hmm.
Music history lesson. After the Dark Ages came the Renaissance era, and one of the greatest eras of music of all fucking time. And I think we're on that cusp. I just read yesterday that Metallica sold more fucking albums than Katy Perry last month, right?
Right.
And I was fucking blown away. I was like, dude, everybody loves Katy Perry. Everybody. Fuck that. But it was really good to know that rock and roll finally, metal finally again is starting to matter to more and more and more and more. It's a sleeping giant that's being resurrected. It's being awakened. And I think the momentum is on our side as far as the industry is concerned, as far as the sound is concerned, and all the bands that you're spinning. I haven't heard one shitty track. I haven't heard one lame song. I haven't heard one good hook, one shitty riff, one shitty recording. I've heard quality. I've heard consistency. I've heard people that are hungry, and that's how you win. And the people that are in all of this are hungry. And I feel actually when at the end of this year, and I've never been so excited for Christmas and Thanksgiving and Halloween. I've never been so excited in my life, because by this time, last year I was like, get this shit out of my face. I don't want to buy any more candy. I'm tired of buying all these presents. Your birthday's in what? Tired of it, because I got to buy it for everybody. You don't love them, right?
Derek says he wants to motorboat Katy Perry.
Those are fake, bro. Those are fake, right? And John Mayer was up in that. Gross. Gross, bro. That's disgusting, man. I don't want to run through anything. I don't want to scream at the top of my lungs with that chick. I don't care if there's anything but I'm quoting John Mayer's song, right? So yeah, but I've never been more happy, and I think next year is the Renaissance. I think it's going to be the Renaissance. I think it's going to be the next. I think it's going to be a heavy metal rock and roll Renaissance of the fucking. We're taking that bitch over. Metal's coming back. Like whether people want it or not, or people are ready for it or not, it is here. People are coming out of the works and they're writing great music. They're starting to advocate for their bands. They're starting to realize it's like, hey, shit, we have a voice too, right? And I think it all changed. To me, it all changed when I think Metallica got the shit end of the stick when that mic suddenly was not hot when they were performing with what's that chick's name that wore the meat dress, the meat chick? What's her name?
Oh God!
Like a symbol now.
It's on the tip of my tongue.
I know mine too. I hate her, but I actually don't hate her. She's all right.
She's the one out.
What is it?
She dresses up out.
Poker Face, my poker.
Yeah.
What is her fucking name? Right? They all sound the same to me. I can't.
Lady Gaga.
Who?
Is it Lady Gaga?
That's her name.
Ah.
Right. I think it all changed because I thought it was a huge diss. I thought you're on the biggest fucking stage in the world. You're telling me the one guy that makes $80,000 a year and his only job is to make sure the fucking mic is hot. Forgot, and there was a technical glitch.
Right.
Don't give me this crap. I think there's this. I think Aerosmith still gets that love when it comes to the Grammys. Oh, let's get Aerosmith. I'm really sick of seeing that shit, And then watching the MTV Music Video Awards. I'm not dissing on MTV or anything, but yeah, I'm dissing on MTV. Watching them, when I was growing up, it was a little bit of everything. It was Guns N' Roses. It was Nirvana. It was also Paula Abdul. There was also a little bit of Latin flavor. There's a little bit of everything, right? And then I was watching it 2 Sundays ago, and it was just like subculture, subgenre of subculture, plastic, Pop-Tart. I think it's people find music the way they find music, but I'm just like, give us a shot. I know sometimes metal musicians are like, I don't know what kind of music we play because we can't just define our own music, and we really can't tell what our music is. We don't know. I'm like, but if they played your music on fucking the radio, would you know then, right? I think it needs to be mainstream again. It needs to be, brought out there. Because you know what? There's a song. What is it? Ain't nothing gonna break my stride. Ain't no one gonna slow me down. Oh no, I've got to keep on moving. Right? That's a great jam. That's a great freaking jam. And have you seen the music video for that dude? He's a troll. He's a troll. And I'm there moving weird. I like it. So I love it. I was at the bank and I was like, are you having a bad day? I gotta play this song for you. And I hit play. And I'm like, how could you not like it? Right? And the Men Down Under, I come on from under. I don't know what he's saying, but I love it. And I like some Post Malone stuff too. Yeah, I like it. I would just like for us metalists, us hard rock people, to get that shot too. I think it's time to
take over the damn world.
It's time to be included again, right? We can't just be a niche anymore. And it starts with these types of events. It starts with your show, Hellfire Radio, bands out there advocating for themselves. Which is really cool is because it's changing it. I don't think half the people in San Antonio would have heard some of the other artists that are on this bill unless you didn't play them. You know what I mean? So
right.
The outlet right now is really, really, really opportunistic. I think it's huge. You won't catch me writing any pop, but I do definitely appreciate all genres of music except for Conjunto. Yeah. Can't do that shit. I tried. You know what Conjunto is? Right? It's Mexican polka music.
I can't even imagine.
And they have this chord, right? And there's gritos. You know what a grito is? A grito is a real loud Mexican cry, loud. Ah! That's a grito. And that is in a lot of music, right? It's like fireworks and gunshots going off and a polka beat, and you're just trying to walk out of there unscathed. And it's the truth, man. So nothing against my Conjunto players out there. Damn, get like a chorus line in there, right? It's always about mi amor, my love. I get it, right? You're singing about your girl and shit, but come on, it's like the country player singing about the dog. I get it. And
their old lady left them, and the dog, and their truck broke down.
One of my good friends got caught, cheating on his girlfriend, and I have like this song stuck in my head because I didn't know what it meant, and then I really looked at it because it was actually a pretty good hook. What is it? Whose boots have your boots been? Oh, I'm like, what does that mean? I don't understand what that shit means. And then I thought about it. I was like, oh,
yeah.
So I said that to him yesterday, and he hung up on me. But I always kind of find a way for puns. Like I'm like a commercial jingle. Like for some reason, I couldn't remember how to spell in school, but I could remember like every commercial.
Like my husband tells me, he said, you can't even remember your own birthday, but you can remember song lyrics.
This is true. That is true. I don't know what it is. I remember one year, my dad, out of nowhere, and God bless him, we were cruising in the car, and he starts asking me math questions, and I'm like, and I get them all right. And then the next week, he was like, I know he sucks in spelling. And so we're listening. I think I was listening to some song, and he turns it off. He's like, spell acre. And I couldn't spell acre. I was like, is there an E? Is there not an E? Oh my God. And then what he made me do is he made me write out the fucking dictionary all summer.
Oh, Lord.
He did. It goes A, the letter A, right? Then it goes aardvark, and then wolf, right? And I had to define the whole damn thing for him. Not kidding. It took me all summer to do it. That's probably why I still can't spell very well.
Derek can't. He sucks at spelling. Well, I suck at spelling. I'm dyslexic as a motherfucker. I'll just tell you.
I heard if you use a mirror backwards, it helps.
Well, I need to try that because sometimes I'm announcing band names and I'm like, okay, I don't want to announce this wrong, so I'm just going to type it in.
What about all like the black metal band names? How it looks like they just spit on the, there's some band names you can't read. You're like, what the fuck is?
Oh, I'm like, dude, don't think I'm retarded, but how do you pronounce your band?
Like,
and it's because I can't read it.
It's like I can't read Martian. Like, I don't know who can, right? So,
can you make it legible, please?
Let's see if I get an example. Or some real good band names. Google. Let's go to Google black metal band names that you can't spell. But
Derek says Ashley sucks at all right, but it's not spelling. LOL.
This is a family show, bro. Keep personal life out of this play.
And she says spell check these days come in handy. Yeah, except when you're trying to voice text, so you're trying to spell correctly, and you say, okay, say I'm texting Derek, say, hey bro, how you doing? And the voice text goes, yo bro, what's up, my Negro? And I'm like, what the hell? I didn't say that.
That catches you, doesn't it? Yeah, I got one for you. I got one for you. Here we go. What the hell is that? That's a band name.
I don't know how to pronounce it.
Neither do I. The fuck, I thought it was a tattoo.
Is it like a Prince thing?
I don't know. It's freaky, is what it is. It's what is it? It's on Pinterest something. I'm gonna visit. Okay, yeah, like I fucking get that. Vesborai.
If Nathaniel can understand my spelling, he's good.
It's just ridiculous, but I mean, it's very important to have nice handwriting, children. Eat all of your meat because you won't get your pudding if you don't eat your meat.
Some Pink Floyd shit there.
Oh, I love it, man. I love Pink Floyd. I won like this eBay auction. Fred the Center inspired me. I spent a little more than 99 cents. I spent like $186, and I got like a stack of albums, and in it was the Beatles' White Album. Awesome. I spun that thing. Oh, dude, it was incredible. I got Another Brick in the Wall, Dark Side of the Moon original, Aerosmith's Dream On. I mean, just even some Chicago was pretty good, man. Freaking Chicago. I haven't played it backwards yet. All right, but I'm thinking about it because I hear
you put that vinyl on and you play it backwards, and it's supposed to.
I don't want to. What was that movie, Little Nicky? Right? He was like, "Oh, the Potter's always straight with his stuff, but check this out," and fucking put Chicago on there. So, and then Foreigner was in there. Their music's cold as ice. Night Ranger was in there too. Don't Tell Me You Love Me. That was a nice little tune.
Don't tell me you love me.
Right. And then there was this band that I really loved that my dad turned me on to when I was like 7. He's like, listen to this chord change. And it was the James Gang, Funk 49. Awesome band. And then Walk Away. Who was the guitar player in the Eagles? That was the name of his band was the James Gang.
Is it Don Henley?
No. It's the other guy, the blonde haired dude. I can't remember his name. Awesome guy. Taking my time, speaking my mind, trying to decide what to do. Seems to me you don't want to talk about it, right?
Seems to me, yeah.
So I can't remember his name to save my life, but I can remember his tune. Like I'm just terrible with names. Also,
my band Sister Rock used to play that song.
Awesome. I mean, just awesome guitar player. And I love Dire Straits. I'm a big 80s dude too. So I like all that stuff. And I'm not really big on cock rock, you know, like the hair band era, unless it's Rat. Never talk shit about Rat. Rat fucking rules. That is the greatest band ever that out of the 80s.
You know, since they did that commercial,
Yes,
that song went back to the top of the list.
it's a really good tune, and I that's when I realized how good they were. I was like, they need to follow up with like what is it? Back for More. You're back for
more.
Right? That would have been a great follow up. But what does Geico do? Ants, right?
Yeah, this is out of date. This
Ants. That's
if they were going to do ants, get Adamant for it.
I agree.
Keep it music oriented.
I miss the pig. I really do. They off the pig. The pig was the first one. And boots and pants and boots and pants and boots and pants. He's hanging his head out the fucking window. He ain't got to worry. He's got a flower fan. Whee! Selling insurance.
Yeah.
Right? See, first of all, you know, I don't buy Geico shit. You know what I'm saying? Because why would a pig not be strapped into his seat, hanging his head out of a speeding car window? How is that safe? But whatever.
Where's a safety harness? Did the pig survive? Is all I want to know.
I think they made him into bacon. I think they offed the pig. They offed him.
It was the ham.
Yeah, and you know what else needs to come back? Real Men of Genius. Real Men of Genius. Today we salute you, Mr. Really Loud Cell Phone Talker Guy. Mr. Really Loud Cell Phone Talker Guy. They need to bring that guy. They need to bring that shit back. Answering your phone, being the loudest one in the room. No one's more important than you. I mean, it's just like the greatest. Like that, those commercials. Like, I wish we could bring that just for a second, right? Just for a second, because those are actually what inspired me to start playing music. Was jingles, to be honest with you. It really was that, and then like the theme songs for the '80s cartoons, right? I remember, what is it? Chippendale's Rescue Ranger. I don't know if you ever saw that. We also had the Gummy Bears, Dashing and Dancing. I mean, just so many things from Darkwing Duck. I remember when they dropped too. Let's Get Dangerous. I mean, I remember all of that stuff as a kid, and like just eating up how cool it sounded. And like to this day, like I can hear like DuckTales spinning in my head. Ooh. I can hear all of that tailspin. Even like the very first fucking Transformers. Which I love the very first Transformer movie, right? It's the first time I ever heard shit in a cartoon. It was just so awesome. Power Rangers theme song. I just remember like being, and I'm not sure how old you are, but I just remember those even Huck Finn. Huck Finn had a theme song, right?
Right.
I just remember all of those. I just remember every time like I know how to get ready for school in the morning. That's when they played cartoons when you couldn't watch them. And then Saturday morning was like and that was just cool. And that's why I learned about the Bill Rats. Well, I'm only a Bill. Conjunction function. What's
Conjunction function? Yeah.
Well, he is an additive for this. I'm just like, yes, this is learning. And I remember all of that. Yeah, Darkwing Duck was the shit. He was. He was. When there's trouble, you call DW. Darkwing Duck. Right?
Inspector Gadget.
I love Inspector Gadget. Fucking Penny, the brains behind the operation, right?
Right.
Uncle was on crack. I don't know what's going on. And Dr. Claw, the first death metal voice in all of cartoons.
Grayson says Thundercats.
Yes, Thundercats was the shit. Yes. But Dr. Claw, let's get back to Dr. Claw.
Pink Panther was the shit, Derek says.
Dr. Claw was the first black metal voice in all of cartoon history. Did you hear that, dude? Yeah. That's he pet his cat and shit. I'm like, wow.
That's the first death metal singer. What are you talking about?
That is awesome. Pink Panther was good, but all those cartoons were great. And I just remember like that time was just a lot of fun. And the music I listened to, I was big on Guns N' Roses as well, because my mom was into Guns N' Roses. She's also into Journey. You know, I wasn't into Journey at all. I tried The Wheel in the Sky and shit. Bunkers was badass. But then Rocko's Modern World came out, and then Duckman came out, and then freaking Ren and Stimpy, greatest cartoon of fucking history, right? Greatest cartoon. Beavis and Butthead was there too, but
yeah, Beavis and Butthead. My name is Cornelio. I need TV for my bunghole.
hey, baby. You know, so, yeah, you know, and I think some of my bad boy mannerisms came from those darker cartoons, right? Especially, you know, Ren and Stimpy, there was an episode like Don't Whiz on the Electric Fence, and, you know, we've all done it. So just to see what would happen, note to self, don't ever do that again. But that's, you know, I'm getting deep here, you know, and I just remember when I was 9 and my grandpa was like, sit down, we're watching this movie, and it was La Bamba, the unrated version.
La Bamba.
Oh my goodness. I was like, what are you doing to her, Grandpa? They're becoming friends. I'm like, is that how I make friends with girls? Not until you can buy them a drink. And I was like, what does that mean? So I asked my dad, and they had to talk about that. And that was the last time I got to see it until I was like 14 or 15. But I knew from that moment on, I wanted to play some guitar. And I think the first time I ever played guitar, I was 5 or 6, and I got in trouble because I turned on MTV at 3:30 in the morning, and Dude Looks Like a Lady was the video that was spinning. I think it was 88, 87, 88, and I'm there singing it. I loved it, and my dad he got his belt, and he ran after me. Go to bed, and I scurried up, and I knew he couldn't. He had bad knees. I knew he couldn't jump like onto the second bunk, so I just kind of hid in the corner just so he'd mellow out. And he was just playing, right? The next morning at breakfast, you know, he was like, "Hey, do you want to learn to play guitar?" And
Derek said to ask you about Bobby nickname he has.
the Bobby nickname.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Wait, the cartoon Bobby, the little kid with the big head and the small body.
I don't know. He says, ask Nathaniel.
I don't know. I forgot. I drink a lot when we're talking. I mean, that's sorry. Oh, shit. I'm sorry.
What do you mean, bro?
I mean, I'm there texting him photos of Miracle Whip at 2 a.m. Like, hey, you up? Right? I can't mess with my kid anymore. He's like, stop it, Dad. I gotta go to school. I'm like, damn, you're no fun. You know, I meant from La Bamba.
Let's see. Ashley was saying, no, Johnny Brooks, Derek. And then she says, I meant Johnny Bravo. And then she says, I meant La Bamba.
Johnny. I can't remember, dude. I can't remember. Who was Johnny?
No, your nickname CJ gave you after
the Bob from La Bamba. One girl I said I look like that dude from fucking what is it? Was it Jurassic Park? He was the doctor that was like, he was like a sexologist or something. Now he sells like apartments, like Finder apartments online. I can't remember his name, but they said I look like him. I was like, you're out of your fucking mind. You don't know what you're talking about. Like, it was a little too late. We're drinking. Obviously, we were having a good time. And
well, I mean, it was, you know, Derek, you, Paul, and Drowning Pool. I mean, I can just imagine.
Yeah, we're just shining there. It's like 4 a.m. I don't know where the alcohol came. I brought it, but what's going on? I don't know where I showed up with some guitars and some amps. I'm like, all right, let's jam. CJ played us some of the tracks he was working on in the studio.
Yeah, and Derek texted me. He goes,
yeah.
After the show, they all wanted to party. I said I was going to my room. And he goes, next thing you know, there's a knock on the door, and it's CJ, Paul, and they all got guitars, Nathaniel, and they're all rocking out while I'm trying to fucking sleep.
This is true. And I still had to go back to the venue the next morning and clean that fucker out. And I had to take Derek to the airport or whatever, and he did the greatest thing he could have ever done. Is he fucking called me and he said, hey bro, go ahead and sleep. I got this. And I was like, I didn't even respond. I was like, thank God. And the next thing I know, I'm there like cleaning up the floor, and it was a interesting day because I saw him at the Alamo. He was with Coach, and they were doing the whole Alamo thing. And I think the story of Kobe Bryant passing in a wreck or something happened, and it was a long day, but it was a quick day. And I just remember partying the night before and just kind of reflecting that that's one of the greatest memories ever, like I've ever made in my life. Like just jamming with cool kids. I think even Paul sang a song. He got on the acoustic guitar and he sang us one of his originals. Everybody jammed for a little bit. It was recorded.
Yeah, he's emailed me some of his originals when he was down before he went back out of retirement.
Yeah.
To Saliva. And I was like, dude, that's killer. He's got some killer originals, man.
Yeah, I mean, he's a great musician, a great guy. He's fun. He's hilarious. I know he likes the crawdad stuff or the Creole. He likes all of that stuff. And I think Derek was talking about a shrimp boil or something when we go to Louisiana.
Shot glass pyramids.
Yeah. Like I like beer. I'm a beer drinker. Oh, and I'm a huge wino. Yeah, I love it. I don't know why. Jesus juice. You know, I was a big fan of Michael Jackson until all that came out. I still am actually. I actually had a dream. He was teaching me how to how to moonwalk. This is years ago. It is rumored. It is rumored that if the Onyx Elite team would teach Michael Jackson moves, I would show up to do that. One of my life's ambitions, and I'm not kidding here, is to do the entire Thriller dance from start to finish.
Dude, I will do it with you.
That seems like a lot of fun, right?
Thriller.
That seems like a lot of fun. I mean, if you can, I mean, ooh, it's thundering.
Says what happens in Texas stays in Texas, kind of.
Unless you're recording it for an audience, right? But yeah, it's getting back to the show and stuff. We're really excited. The rain's coming back to San Antonio. It's a huge blessing, in my opinion. And I don't mean to drop too much religion or any of that stuff. I just believe in feeling good. I believe in having a good time. Oh, yes, you are playing Michael Jackson and we'll be your background dancers. No, I want to dance. I just want to dance.
He just wants to dance. He wants to moonwalk.
I want to be like that guy Kevin Bacon in that movie. What can we dance? Right? That's what I
Footloose.
Yeah, is that what it is?
Yep, Footloose.
I got so sick of that song, I put it out of my head, and now I'm gonna watch it again. Well, what's that other movie where she was like a chick on fire? She's like, "We are strong." I don't know. Oh my god,
Flashdance.
Oh, yes. Have you seen the movie Billie Jean?
Yes.
Right. So a band. Okay, let's boogie. I believe in you and your moonwalk. Hey, I can cut a rug. You know that song? I was up there getting my groove on. We were in Austin, right? And they're all dancing in there, and I had one too many. My dollar bills are ready for you, Nathaniel. Oh, don't throw quarters, okay? I gotta dance. So, yeah, we're out there cutting around with her and a couple of her friends, and I was getting jiggy with it, right? I can't move like Jagger, whatever the fuck that means.
Move like Jagger. Move.
But yeah, a band, Edge of Destiny, that's on the Slidell and on the Houston show, they redid that song Invincible, right? We can't afford to be innocent, right?
Yeah.
Right? And they're like fist pumping. she's hot, right? Billie Jean is hot, right? That's also the name of my mother. God damn. I'm not kidding. That's my mom's first and middle name. I hate that I said that shit. But Mama, if you're watching, I'll see you on Saturday, okay? I'm not kidding. That's my Billie Jean Avalos. That's her name. But Billie Jean came out. It took place in Odessa, Texas. God damn, this is too much going on. She's from that area. But she looked really good, with her hair long. And then she comes out from like cutting it, and they're all drinking at the pool. Remember that scene?
Right.
She had on that blue vest, and she's looking over. I was like, damn. Where have you been? And that's when I was just like, I want a scooter. And it had Christian Slater in it. He was up and coming. And then like the greatest thing of all time is Use Your Illusions 1 and 2 came out. There was a 91. Use Your Illusions 1 and 2. So I stole my mom's credit card. Yeah, I did. And I went to Walgreens. They were selling CDs at the time. They were selling cassettes and CDs. And I spent $46 on Use Your Illusions 1 and 2. And I listened to You Could Be Mine like a million fucking times because I wanted to be that asshole adopted kid who had a dirt bike, riding the wave. I just ripped off all that money with Guns N' Roses and that kid from Salute Your Shorts on the back. I just thought it was the coolest thing ever. I mean, that was just a great song. I think everyone says the 90s was kind of lost or the early 2000s. I thought it was a great time for music. I thought,
Where's Dean right there?
Yeah. Oh, look at Molly Cortez. That's hilarious. What's going on, Big D? Oh, excellent. Yeah. So I remember Pantera, and that's why I have Pantera in my office. I have this huge blow up thing of it. I met the guy a few times, met the band several times, and I've always loved those energies of those shows. And I obviously I watched Crossroads when it first came out, or when I was first able to remember what they were doing with Ralph Macchio versus Steve Vai. Which actually Steve Vai versus Ry Cooder, and just the history of the blues, and a lot of the soundtracks I love. I love the soundtrack to Last of the Mohicans. It's a great soundtrack. Daniel Day-Lewis is just an amazing actor. I love everything he does. But the soundtracks and the Rudy soundtrack. Rudy, remember Rudy?
Yeah,
right?
Rudy. Yeah.
Soundtrack. It's like Christmas to me, right? I don't know, right? It's just always been my life is always revolved around just remembering like a younger time and how it made me feel. And like when I listen to music now, and I'm looking for like new artists and stuff, I'm really looking. I'm looking more towards I guess just the new rock that's coming out. I know Greta Van Fleet is like kind of trying to rekindle that Led Zeppelin feel. There's this dude in town, I think his name is Jason Kane, in the Jive. He's getting compared right now to Chris Cornell, which is very, very hard to do. One of my favorite vocalists of all times is it's hard for me. It's either Chris Cornell or Lane Stanley, just two dominant voices. So I just like to think that I live in a movie, right? So it's raining right now, and it's like the soundtrack to what we're doing, and that's how I think, and that's how they got the fan blowing. It's kind of cold in here to keep everybody awake. I mean, I don't want to have to walk into their office to see if they're working. I believe it. And if you're watching this, guys, I can see. So teachers. So it's just music, man. It feels good. It's just a great feeling. And I used to love Alicia Keys. You know who that is? She's a great singer. Yeah, she's great. But I don't want to be too Alicia Keys. I don't want to say love for all and love for this. And that's great if that's you. But I just really enjoyed just fucking having a gift to play, having a gift to teach, having the wherewithal, and still having the capacity, to chase it. I'm not done. You're not done. I wish you many, 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 many years of continued success. Badass on your award over there. Tell me about that. Let me interview you. So, Mary. You've been recognized for one of the hardest working ladies in production. Please fill us in on this award.
Promotion Company of the Year for the Josie Music Awards.
So how does that make you feel knowing that somebody else is finally recognized? I mean, you've been recognized, but that level of recognition is different, right?
I'm not gonna lie. I went there to network, never expected to win. When they announced my name, I am not gonna lie, I cried like a little bitch. No way, it was. I was blown away, man. I think I'm still waiting to wake up, and it was all a dream because there's before I got with 434, before I even started Rock Tight, I worked with Little Rock Entertainment, and before that, I was independent and I was booking bands. So I've been booking bands for years, and I do it because I love the bands, and I just love music, and to have. I don't even know who nominated me. to have people that I don't even know, first of all, nominate me and to win, dude, it's humbling. It's just I'm blessed. I'm honored. I
Right on.
can't
It's
I can't
I like
explain
the emotion. You have real emotion. Like you can see, like you're sincere about it, and I think that's when it's okay to like cry, because I get emotional when I talk about my son, or when I talk about something that I'm really working on. When some people ask me how it's how come you don't cry when you feel this, that, and the other. There's some things in life have happened, but like it's the tears of joy. It's the effort, the will, the fortitude to see it through, and just to know that on the back end, man, the back end. That's not why you did it. I don't think that's why you do anything. You just love it, like you said, and just to see how raw you are is to me inspirational. And I try to chase that feeling as much as I possibly can because it feels good.
it is a drug. It is the best drug ever.
Yeah.
When you like, and you're gonna feel that way come October when you see this baby that y'all have been working on and spending so many hours putting together, and you look out across that stage and you see all the joy you brought to all those people. You know, that is that's
I,
what it's
yeah,
all about. You know.
yeah,
All
that's it.
that hard work, sweat, tears, the stress, the everything that goes on behind the scenes that people don't know about, that makes it all worth it.
Well,
It's
they're gonna know about it because I have a film crew coming on the road with us. Right? I'm letting that shit out right now. We're gonna make a movie out of this motherfucker. We really are. We're gonna
there
make
you go.
the entire time. And there's a reason for it because I can't let the cat out of the bag just yet. So about a week before the show lets up, like some serious shit's going down. It's good stuff, right? It's not bad. It's all good. But I plan to have a camera crew follow me around everywhere. Well, not everywhere. Okay, everywhere. And we are going to make one of the greatest documentaries. Remember the decline of the history of what was it? Decline of Western civilization, right? One of the greatest documentaries. And then when the metal years came up, right? When you had Megadeth, when you had there was a guitar player from Wasp, and his mom was feeding him, vodka because he was full. I mean, just we're gonna make a full blown documentary on all of. You're not going to jail.
Oh, shit, I'm going to jail.
Fine. But we want to capture all of that, and I think that the making of a show, the behind the scenes, the funniness. I think there's something there, and I think during the COVID year, right? We could say that it could have been a lost year, but we found some way to get together. Like I didn't know who you were until Derek was like, "Hey, don't fuck up with Hellfire, okay?" I'm like, "Huh? All right." And then he tells me, "Oh shit, cool." So because he knows I can go off sometimes and just say the wrong thing when I meant something completely different because I don't always think. I do, but I don't always understand the
Think before
situation.
you think, kind of thing.
Sometimes I'm a character.
We're all that way sometimes, brother.
It happens. I apologize if I have to, or if my lawyer tells me to. So we're definitely gonna get as much film as we possibly can. I think there's something there. I think people need to know what it takes, and I think what I really want to do, at the end of all of the shows, is probably do like a recap. Probably interview everybody that made the show happen, because even I love that Dean's on. He's out there in Cali, and with his connects and his management and the people that he's doing, you got people from California, you got people from Chicago, you got people from Louisiana, people from fucking Boston, Boston,
Right.
Massachusetts, right?
Right.
Kentucky, Tennessee, fucking Florida, coming to San fucking Antonio, Texas, to we're all like we're finding a way from Arizona, Ohio, just from all over the states, just coming together just to get it, just like a bomb, make some ingredients and then send it off, which is to me is mind blowing. I mean, that's a dream, just to have so many people out there that are advocating, for their products. They're advocating for their social lives, their livelihoods. They're advocating for what we're doing. And there's no I in any of this. There's no I. There's no I, Nathaniel. There's no Anthem by itself. It's people like the DNS. It's Dean, it's you, Mary, it's Hellfire, it's Scoops, it's Mischief, it's Paul, it's Derek, it's his wife Ashley. Even she's been on the back end, keeping me informed on
She is amazing.
right. It's all of the bands, sticking up for the scene, sticking up for us. It's everybody involved, man, and we're just part of it, and that's all we're doing. And it's a hell of a humbling experience to know that it's not easy, because if it was, everyone would do it. And that's a cliche, obviously, but it takes
the truth. It takes an army.
It takes greatness. And I think every one of you guys is phenomenally talented. You're fun. You're funny as hell. Everyone loves you.
Try to be full of life.
That's awesome. And I think if we could strive to be happy, and to find a way to make it happen, and you're gonna get some of that bad. It's just this life. It's just thrown at you. What are you gonna do?
You just got to brush your ass off and get up and keep moving forward.
That's it, man. And, it's just really cool to have. To me, it feels like the country coming together to make sure this shit happens, to make sure that they're doing their part for everybody. And so, Derek's going, no, I named him Richie. Did you, Trace? I can't remember. I think you did.
I love you, Tracy.
It was late, and it's just great to have everybody. There's synergy, that fucking fusion, that fire. It's like it's not dead, it's alive. It's the heartbeat still. There's a pulse, right? And it's not going anywhere. And I think everybody that's involved with it, and we know who we are, Coach. All the bands, we know who we are. And what's cool is, like, there's no ego. We're all checking ourselves. We're all communicating. We're all talking on the same level. And I think that's probably the greatest experience for me as a business owner, a small business owner. I had to reinvent a way to keep my doors open. And I can say to this fucking day, when March 13th, I knew where I was at when I got the call from the Secretary of State for my buddy that works there. I can't mention him by name because he's not supposed to tell me these things.
Right.
But I got friends in high fucking places here in Texas and in San Antonio, through my investments and things like that. And he said they're shutting it down. He's like, you got to figure out what you're going to do, but you need to get ahead of it. You need to do it before Monday. It was spring break when Friday when they broke that shit. And they were already planning to close everything down the following Monday. So I got on, I contacted my lawyers. I was like, what do we got to do? Are we exempt? Are we not exempt? And then I was like, we got to talk to our families. And then I went on the offense. I was like, we've always been a clean facility. We're exempted. We know we're going to be exempt at the same end. And we had to find a way to keep our business open. We did, we did shut one down inside the mall because, if you can't go to a mall, you can't do anything there. So that was the one casualty out of all of this for us. But if the one casualty is the one place we couldn't go, then thank God that we were able to find a way to reinvent ourselves. The Zoom lessons, I mean, we're already on that. A lot of our competitors, I feel bad for them. They just shut completely for 2 weeks without really reading the law. And I was like, come hell or high water, we are not closing our doors. And, I got a little bit of grief from it. I got some hate letters and all that stuff, why, this, that, and the other. But I was like, we're taking precautions. And we have musicians here that are depending on these checks. We have people that work here. And we had to adjust. We had to roll back a few hours and things like that. But we found a way to make it successful. We found a way to keep it going. And that was probably one of the greatest testaments that my grandpa taught me. Anybody knows my grandfather is my hero. He taught me everything about business. And we would go to his competitors and he would just ask them how they were doing. And they all loved him for it. And, he'd go there, he'd eat, he'd give them advice. And he was never in competition with them, even though he knew they were his competitors. And, I reached out to mine as well. But we found a way to keep our doors open. And I was just thinking, if we have a way to keep our doors open, we have a way to keep paying our bills. First of all, my landlords love me. They're like, oh my God, you're not going to keep paying the rent? I was like, yes. They're like, well, what can we do for you? I was like, well, I need this, and that. I just talked to them about what we could and what we couldn't do.
Right.
I kept thinking, if we found a way to make that happen, and there's a way for us to have a show somewhere. And we got turned down. I'm not going to mention the venue names because, I don't want their fucking people to send me a letter or anything.
Right.
We got turned down like 5 or 6 times. They're scratching my head. I'm like, God. And the city turned me down for this huge city place, and they told me why. And I was devastated. And I get a call from this lovely lady, Ellen. God bless her. And she's disabled, and she was like the new hire at Sunset. And from the moment I met her and her husband, she didn't talk about money. She didn't talk about the show not happening. She didn't talk about any of that. She started building the show in my mind. So this is what we can do for you. We can open up here. You have this tier. This is available here. Since we have these numbers, she just started putting it together for me. She was like, we can do this. And let me tell you why we can do this. Because we know our rules. We know what we can do for you. All you have to do is say yes. I was like, man, that was really good. And then she said, we're going to send you the agreement, blah, blah, blah. We'll send you all the paperwork. If you feel comfortable about it, just get back to us. And, without her, it's not possible. So huge shout out to Ellen for having the guts to go back to her ownership at the Sunset Station, which is a landmark in San Antonio, and having the guts to stick up for us, because if it wasn't for her, the show probably wouldn't take place. And I want to bring it back real quick just to women in the business. I think there's a terrible trend that some males sometimes take advantage of. And I think, without a woman's touch or a woman's leadership, especially now, we wouldn't get shit done. So my hat's off to the pioneers like yourself, the women that are fronting these bands that are coming, Tulip, Hannah, Edge of Destiny, Ignescence. And my hat's off to Molly. Hats off, to everyone that's in a leadership role that has made this, Ashley, you, Tracy, just the strong women that are behind this, because without any of y'all, this shit's not possible. I mean, it's just not. It's not. To Ellen, to see that y'all love it, if not just as much, more as we love it, and y'all do it just as good, if not better, than we do. It's really humbling to feel like we're equal and we can do that. And I love that about the way the world's going right now, especially in music, because I'd much rather be talking to someone like you. I'd talk to anybody, but I feel like we could. I feel like we could be. I feel like we met somewhere else before. I feel like you're my friend, right?
Like we've been hanging out forever,
I know. I love that feeling. I think I feel that mostly. I got some guy friends too. One of my buddies just showed up.
How's it going, everybody?
How's it going?
So,
well, brother, we got to get off here so they can do the next show. But thank you so much for being on here. And thank you and Derek and Paul and, and Combat Records and everybody for making this happen, because this gives people hope. This gives people hope that this is just a slow down time and things are going to work out and it's going to be great. And kudos to y'all for everything that you do, man. I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart.
DJ Mary, congratulations on your success. Cheers to my water glass to many, many more years to you and your battle. We love you. I'll see you in San Antonio.
Kick its ass.
Kick its ass. Take names. I'll see you in San Antonio.
I'm gonna make it my bitch.
Love
you, brother.
Love you too. Peace.
Peace. All right, guys. I ran over time. I'm not sorry. That was so much fun. Guys, check out In a Day's 10. Check out Anthem Entertainment, 434 Management, and everybody making this possible. It is awesome. Keep it going. This is the end of this day. Until next Tuesday. Next Tuesday, I will be interviewing Babang from Sweden. So we got an exciting next Tuesday to come. And guys, I love you. Thank you for all your support and love. Keep rocking and stay safe until next time. Mama Mary says so.